Silk lungs. Silk lungs delicately expanding and contracting honestly. When I run, my body commences a rhythmic dance, and my breath steadies the tempo. Now dialed in, each foot strike reminds me that I am moving. The collaboration between body and mind is unique, but nothing exemplifies it like running. The mind wants to fly, and the body offers a compromise. For a moment, both feet are off the ground. The air is my platform. It's a slice of heaven, and there's a sobriety to the landing. A recognition that what goes up must come back down. The body reminds me that it's beautifully limited and finite. I find the power to that. The mind is left to inhale that truth, that it must simultaneously accept the hard line whilst continuing to push up against it. As I go faster, I recognize a methodology to the sensations of my suffering. There are certain beacons which signal for help, and they call for me gently. They're used to being ignored, but running somehow projects them. I feel it in my chest, my stomach, my shoulders, and my neck. There are electrical impulses brewing around my system. When I listen to them, they're conjuring a sensation, a feeling that waves hello and kisses goodbye at the same time. My brain whispers a thread of concentration weaved from a cloud of broken thought, and memories come and go like train passengers. The more my body hurts, the more my mind dreams. It's not the type of dream that lifts you away, but instead it's the kind that dials you back in. There's this sense of overcoming, pushing through. It's staring grief right in the face and acknowledging its presence. There's something terrifyingly beautiful to the acceptance of reality. Repeatedly, I've allowed my mind to dilute itself out of its mundanities through plights of fantasy and avoidance. But running doesn't allow for that. Running is like checking through an emotional email inbox, one message at a time, forcefully acknowledging every single detail. As the sun returned to the same place it was when I was born, I was running, 25 years later. I find something beautiful to that. The body stays, despite everything that comes and that goes. There's a decision to the body. It speaks to us when we're suffering and embraces us when we listen. It wants to communicate with us. All it asks for is room. Returning back to the self begins by returning back to the body. It provides clues to how we're really feeling. About people, about places, about situations, and about things. Recently, I found it helpful to write out the parts of my body that respond to particular memories, feelings, or decisions. I sit with the feeling and I trace it back like a sketch. It's all a part of me, one system, and I recognize it. Running reminds me that things are always moving, even if the lingering can feel lethargic. Hey, I'm thankful that I can run. It's done so much for me, and I'll continue running, basking in the journey of coming back home, no matter where that ultimately leads me.